There was a man named David who had always been fascinated with the idea of what would happen if someone didn't sleep for a year. He was a scientist by profession, and he had always been curious about the limits of the human body and mind. One day, David decided to put his curiosity to the test. He set up a laboratory in his basement and began a year-long experiment in which he wouldn't sleep at all. He was determined to see what would happen, both physically and mentally, if someone stayed awake for such a long time. At first, David's experiment seemed to be going well. He was able to stay awake for days at a time, and he felt more alert and focused than ever before. He recorded his experiences in a journal, noting down any changes he observed in his body and mind. However, as time went on, David began to experience strange and unexplainable phenomena. He started to see things that were not there. Shadows moving across the walls, figures lurking in the corners of his vision. He heard whispers and murmurs that seemed to come from nowhere. He began to feel a sense of unease that he couldn't shake off. Despite these experiences, David was determined to see the experiment through to the end. He was convinced that there was something important he could learn, something that would change the world. As the year drew to a close, David's condition worsened. He became increasingly paranoid and fearful, convinced that something was watching him. He started to see vivid hallucinations, including grotesque creatures and disturbing scenes from his past. Finally, on the last day of the experiment, David collapsed. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors discovered that his brain had suffered irreversible damage. David was never able to recover from the experiment, and he spent the rest of his life in a state of delirium.